we go. Hello, folks. Welcome to the stream. Here we are, day 453. Part of this countdown. I've made a couple of changes to the stream. It's kind of cool. I now actually have more screens to work with, so kind of cool. I'm using a different camera today. I've got it actually one mounted middle of the ring light. So I'm already seeing better results. We'll see how this goes. Hope everyone's doing well. This is going to be a brief vlog update on day 453. 118 days to go until the lab, October 14th. So pressure's on, and I did get a lot of study done today. I have not yet done a vlog on Cisco Live as a second timer. I will probably do that, this weekend. It's not a big priority right now, but it is upcoming. There are some good points I think might help people, going the second time, maybe next year, or just thoughts in general about the success of Live. It was awesome. The other thing that I've got going on is planning out the next 3 months or so, 3 months plus. So it's a little over 3 months. I don't know how many weeks, but I need to sort of target, map out my plan, attack plan for the remaining number of, which will change. It always does. I remember this was the case for the written exam. For each successive fail and then the final pass, I would strategize. And I'm doing the same. One thing I have changed is the title of this is Configuration Flashcard Expansion. So what I've done is instead of just like simple, yes or no, or true false, or fill in the blank, the flashcards now include configurations. So the idea here is speed, memorization, quickly being able to do a configuration. So for example, I have some new ones here. I have not done my flashcards of the day yet, but let's see if we can find one. In particular, DMVPN. And what I've been doing is, apart from like adjusting and trying to get faster on the configurations, it's not so much now about, studying the protocols, learning the protocols. We're sort of moving past that. I'm almost finished with the INE workbook anyway, but we're now getting into speed. And that was apparent to me, of course, during Cisco Live when I did the practice labs, that I need to get faster. So one area with that was DMVPN. In fact, I missed in the practice lab. And again, practice lab that they have, walk-in self-paced labs, completely independent, as the proctor told me, like church and state, with the real exams. So I have no problem sort of sharing things that I learned in the practice exam. But yeah, I learned one DMVPN that I missed a couple configurations there. So I added some today, like how do you upgrade a DMVPN spoke router from phase 1 to phase 2? Boom. I actually added quite a few cards today that were configuration. Let's see some more. So yeah, and I've titled these config. So I'm going to hit this flashcard, for example. I have to pull up Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to have to, there'll be the requirements. It's like a mini lab, really, that you do in your text editor. And then you open up the flashcard, you turn the other side, and you see if you configured it correctly. So I've got, for example, DMVPN Phase 3 hub router. This is your overlay IP. This is your underlay interface. We are doing encryption. So here's your, map your authentication key, tunnel authentication with K. And here's the config. So my challenge is to be, 1, get this correct, and 2, be able to do it very quickly. I added some other ones. This is configure DMVPN Phase 3 spoke router. And these are all the lines of code. So I need to be fast, like not even have to think about it. Fast. In order to get everything done in time for the lab. So that is my goal. I added some other ones too related to SSH, believe it or not. I forgot. I did this and I forgot either the domain name or a new model, something like that. But that was a flashcard I added. I added flashcards for, I added a number of flashcards for PPP. So, and they're very specific. So here is, for example, I should put config on this. These are config. When you're using an IP pool or when you're static IP, I already had some of those. Yeah. In fact, there was one I was thinking of, show you. Think of it. Oh yeah, RIP with text-based authentication. So this has always been a little tricky to me because I forget that with RIP you can do text-based authentication, but you still use a keychain. So it's unlike BGP where you use a password, although that's hashed, right? But you put the word password to the neighbor. You don't do that here. You just say text and then specify your keychain. So that's an example. Another one I added. Here's a policy routing config. So these are like really like mini labs that I'm just going to have to be able to knock out. Like as I pull these cards up every day, I'm going to be practicing these labs. Here's an EIGRP authentication with the rolling keys in the keychain. And I got to be able to knock that out, that config. Yeah, I'm going to be doing more and more of these and obviously practicing more and more. That is a strategy going forward because at this point it is about speed and accuracy. So the other thing coming up, I need to plan out some vacation days. I want to pick out blocks of like 3 days or so to do. Weird because Discord. Sorry, I had this strategy here. So I'm running now off of 2 computers. Stream. I have Discord up on thing. Should be saying that. Interesting. All right. Fine. Maybe I have to be running Discord on this computer. I don't know. For it to detect that so that I'm still reviewing material from Cisco Live. That's my most immediate thing because it's freshest in my memory. I'm reviewing the troubleshooting assessment, and I have taken notes of some other things I'm going to work on today. And yeah, just call it work. So using OSPF v3 encryption command at the interface level instead of authentication. So if they say, "Hey, Schreiber, knock 'em dead, young man. You too, man. How are you doing today, show? Hope you're doing well. All's good in the world here." But yeah, a couple things I missed was, it asked for, it had in the practice lab, it asked for one neighbor to be configured, this OSPF v3. My brother dies soon, just hanging out. Glad to have you hang out, my friend. One was just to do authentication and it had different algorithms to use for the authentication. So I need to learn both. Like I need to learn the MD5 and the SHA, and I need to have those like spot on. Well, this is IPsec, right? OSPF v3 is IPsec. So I need to work on that. SNMP server. Some NTP commands that I was rusty on. Some UDP probe information, SLA stuff. So this is what tends to trip people up, right? And so anyway, this is on the practice lab. So I'm going to be making flashcards today on these. I got through a list of these already. And this is what I have left from Cisco Live. So after that, the next thing I'll probably do is retake the assessment lab. So they allow you to do this once after you even leave Cisco Live. You can reset the TA 08 is the one I took, Troubleshooting Assessment Lab 08. Troubleshooting Assessment 08. And this is Cisco 360. I'm going to redo that one. I think I have up to 2. Then I get back to the INE workbook, finishing that out. And then I'm not sure what to do after that. This may take me through at least a month. That's going to leave me about 2 months plus to do some labbing, additional labbing. I think my approach is going to be with the just in speed, configuration, memorization is it's going to be just doing some labs over and over until I can basically do them. It may be the same topology. For example, the Cisco practice labs, the config section at Cisco Live, I could probably, I worked on that for basically a week, 4 days, parts of 4. And I came home and I thought about just drawing that topology out and configuring it again, scratch. Things like that are going to help me get my speed better. So that's what I'll be working on, and I'll probably be building some of my own labs, depending on how much time I have, and trading them with Show or other people that I talk to at Cisco Live who are also kind of working on the same thing, and in the Discord. Folks, you're not signed up in Discord yet, check us out. We actually have a BGP problem that came up in Discord from Cisco Live. So there are 2 of us who attended the same session at Cisco Live. Troubleshooting BGP with Jane, and there was a very interesting problem there that stumped me. I think one person had the right answer, but let me see if I can pull up. This is not my drawing. Actually, I think it's from the slide. We can go ahead and consider this real quick. Since we could talk about something, just some actual content here on the stream. Yeah, let me pull up, send it to me on Discord. I'm going to drop, need a little one, a story. I love labbing. Let's do it. I want to see the BGP problem. I don't know the question. Okay, you don't know the question, so I'll send it to you private, Show, and see what you think. But yeah, we'll do that for sure. So for folks who are staying on the stream, I'm going to pull it up. I think it's in the on-demand sessions. Thank you, man. You too, friend. Hey, love my coffee cup, man. I used it the day I got back. So let's go to the on-demand library. And we will go to... we'll just do Vinit Jain. We'll just look for his name. Okay, it's this breakout session. That's 2017 Vegas. I'm going to try to get the Melbourne one, BRKRST 3320. By the way, in 2 days, I think the on-demand session video will be posted, hopefully. But yeah, you can go to this on-demand session. You can download the presentation. I'm surprised. I'm surprised it didn't ask me to log in yet. Creds. Okay. What's cool is the Cisco expert level training. I didn't know my password because it's different. It's a different account from anything else you have with Cisco. It's not a unified login. And I had trouble at first, and the proctor got me going. And it actually had my last year's assessment results in there. Cool. They had the same one from last year. So in the slide, hey, Mark Milo, How you doing, my friend? I'm doing well. Let's see if this slide is in here. He presented a problem, Vinit Jain did, which is really what a lot of this session is about. It's about common problems seen because um, he's like a managing engineer or something. I'm not using the right term for routing for TAC. So they see, he sees a lot of the problems come in. Okay, I think this is it. Not it. The slide may not be in here. This is a great session, by the way. You can actually listen to the Melbourne one, or he presents it in previous years. This is cool too. He talked about this tool called BGP EXP, I think. Exa BGP, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have the problem in here. So someone in our Discord drew the problem. And I'm glad he did because I could not remember what it was. So let me pull it up here. This is someone that's really cool. Like, it's in the Discord. I think they joined the Discord because of meeting up in Cisco Live. They had heard of the channel. This happened a couple times. And later they end up like joining Discord, which is cool. But it's in the Cisco Live private. That's why, even if you're on Discord, you probably haven't seen it. But it's from the slides. So I mean, it's from the on-demand session. I don't problem. All right, so there's a drawing here, and the idea behind this drawing that you take a look and see if you can figure out and this is from Vinit Jain's presentation, right? Which may or not be in the. See if it lets me. See if you can figure out which route will go into the routing table. Well, save it somewhere weird. Oh, okay. It saved as a screenshot. All right, never mind. All right, so you've got a router at the top, and you've got this router here at the bottom, router 14. Why did it? It just decided on its own. Like, anyway, so look at router 14. You've got the same prefix that is learned from OSPF. It's learned from router 13, router 15, router 16. You got IBGP, EBGP, EIGRP. Which route will be chosen by the RIB, by the router? So it's an interesting problem, right? So OSPF, EBGP, EIGRP, and IBGP. Obviously, it's not the most obvious, the first thing that probably comes to your but think about it. And if you want to see it, so if you want to work on this, if you want to lab this, I consider doing this when there was a time, even when I was discussing it today, Discord, we've actually got some discussion in the route switch channel, routing switching, which I guess I'm going to have to change the name, but If you think you know, post in there or lab it up. You might be surprised what you find. But I don't necessarily want to reveal it here. I want to kind of tease it out, and post in Discord. And tomorrow I'll actually reveal an answer because, or what I think is, and this is actually confirmed at the session. So yeah, it may not be what you think, and it shows how sometimes these problems, the person who's over routing at TAC is not going to bring, a simple issue. So anyway, that was really good. Yeah, so we'll see. Labs. That's basically what it's going to be all about. No meat chunks tonight. That's all I got tonight, folks. Thanks for joining in. I'm about to get to it. So hope everyone's doing well. Again, we'll be back here tomorrow night if all goes well. Back here on the Land Tamer stream, sending you good bits out there to the community. Thank you, Marmelo. You do the same. And we shall see you all tomorrow night here on the Land.